So let me show you another stitch that's commonly used in needlepoint called Continental. It's worked horizontally, so we'll be going back and forth through the rows versus where in basket weave we went diagonally. So to begin, we'll go up through a hole. And once again, I don't always start with a waist knot, so I'm just gonna bury my tail, so I'm gonna hold on to that. And we just go Mexico to Maine. And you'll just go to the next stitch after that and work your way across in these tent stitches. Now let's say that we have reached the end of our row here. So what's different from Continental here now is that we will go from Maine to Mexico for our second row. So what will happen is we will go in through what is known as a dirty hole, aka it already has thread in it. So we'll go down and over and go from Maine to Mexico now. And same thing, you'll go from Maine to Mexico. Now the main reason this happens this way is because it provides better coverage than if you were to just go from left to right across just using tent stitches. And there's going to be times where you're going to do that and that's going to be just fine. But in order to give yourself better coverage, it's better to use Continental in that situation versus just doing tent stitches back and forth. And then now for our third row, we're going to go back to the normal way of doing it from Mexico to Maine. So every other row, you're going to be either starting in a clean hole or a dirty hole. And just know that if you're working from right to left like I am, your odd rows will start in clean holes and your even rows, aka row 2, 4, 6, will be starting from the top to the bottom in a hole that already has thread in it. So for us, this is row 3. This is a clean row. But to start our fourth row here, we will go from our last stitch over 1 and then go from Maine to Mexico. Now this stitch has very good coverage, but as you can kind of tell, it's not as tight as basket weave. Oops. So I think that's one of the main reasons us American stitchers love our basket weave. We get great coverage and a nice tight stitch so that you aren't risking seeing any of the canvas coming through. So for that would be our Continental. And once again, you can see a little bit of the light through the canvas there, whereas our basket weave was pretty tight. And if we look at the back, we can see that we have these nice little ridged intersections. Whereas if we went from, let's say, left to right, just going our Mexico to Maine way, you'll see why that ridge is there. And if we look at the back, we can see that we have these nice little ridged intersections. Whereas if we went from left to right, just going our Mexico to Maine way, you'll see why that ridge is there. And if we look at the back, we can see that we have these nice little ridged intersections. Whereas if we went from, let's say, left to right, just going our Mexico to Maine way, you'll see why is not as great coverage. But once again, guys, there is no real wrong way of doing it. Even if you just do all tent stitches, which is the natural way of thinking about needlepoint, that is gonna provide you enough coverage, and you'll ultimately have a great project that will turn out beautifully, because you know what? You made it and you made the decisions on how you're gonna do it, and that's okay. So you can see the difference in the coverage of this stitch. You see how this looks like a less covered area of the canvas than these do? That's why it's important on your even rows when you're going from right to left to make sure you're going from Maine to Mexico instead of Mexico to Maine.